dishevelled. If you can't tell, I've been huffing at it today. I've got a lot done, which feels great, and I look like I have had a lot done today. Anywho, hi guys, welcome back to the rental reno webisodes and part 2 of the home office makeover. So this is something that I started way back when, I think it was like August time last year, and we had to put a pause on it, which I'll go into detail in a bit. But we're now picking it up, we've got everything sorted. So we are on part 2 of a 3-part series of making over the home office and creating a space that I can work in. So to rewind back a bit, originally was picking up the home office early summer last year, and that was because I had joined a new job where I had more time working at home than in the office, so it was kind of called for that I needed space to work in, and I started work on it. We were doing the renovations up here, as much as you can do with rentals, and we were doing some faux walls, which are the ones to the side of me here. I'll link that video down below if you want to go and check it out. But essentially it was creating a space where we could just sort of encapsulate storage hidden away without us having to see it all the time. As we were doing that, we discovered leaks in the roof, particularly one coming from where the old Velux window was. So we let the landlord know about it, they sent somebody out. It was a lot of back and forth, and 6 months later, the window finally got replaced, and it then got patched up with plaster, and we basically said leave it to us because we'll paint it rather than you calling out a tradesperson, and they agreed that they'd do that and they would pay us for the paint. But it meant for us as well, we could pick the paint colour that we want. Although Lee's like, I don't actually see a difference in paint colour in here, where I truly do see a difference in paint colour up here. It is a Farrow & Ball colour and it suits this room so well, and that is where we're up to today. There has been a few other things that have happened since then. I will overlay them as I'm talking now because it's not enough for me to do like a b-roll of, but essentially we replaced one of the wall lights in here and created ourselves a pendant light. So we finally have working light in here, which is not something we've ever had in this room since we joined, because both of the bulbs went almost immediately. I actually think they weren't even working when we first moved in, and we basically had to, I wanted to replace the light anyway with a pendant, so that there was just more of a kind of room space in it. And we covered the wood that was hiding the storage with that beadboard wallpaper that I've used in the primary bedroom makeover. I will admit, it's not the best job in the world, because A, I hate the wallpaper, and B, it was just because it's on uneven wood. It was never going to look perfect, but it's good for now. And yeah, it's going to get covered, so you're not going to see all the imperfections. And you know what? It's a rental, it doesn't matter. When we buy, I'll do the stuff professionally. So that leads us to where we're up to today, and what we're working on in this makeover webisode is what's going to go behind me. So let me pull out my little book. So this is like my, if you want to know what content creation is like and see an inside of my brain, this is the book you need to have a look into. I have another one that I used for last year, and I got through one whole notebook in a year, and I'm kind of doing the same again. So this is my drawing along with some costings that now don't make sense, but this is the plan. So where you are when I put this here is you're facing me and I am sat over here. So the idea is we're kind of ignoring this side of the space. So just ignore that that bits exist, because as much as I could kind of perfect it, I don't want to, because we're really kind of in the solid mood of we want to buy a house, we want to put all our savings into a deposit as much as we can and be in a great space. So I don't want to spend as much money on a makeover as I would have usually been up for it. That being said, we have invested in some stuff that I know we will take to our kind of forever home, and I've also been very thrifty. I can't wait in the next part to show you something like thrifty, because I can't believe what I've got for the price that I've got. I'm so excited to show you it. But this is essentially kind of what we're working with. So this, hang on, I need to have a look and work backwards. So yeah, this bit here, so this is obviously my desk situation, which is this side of the room. It's going to kind of face out. Currently the desk that I'm using is facing out, and I was just testing it with the light and everything like that. It works great, but we're not doing this kind of built-in situation anymore at the side. What we are working on, which is what I'm going to work on today, is this section here. So it's going to be this built-in from this alcove to that alcove of open storage. We're doing a colour, and can't wait to show you the colours that we've got. But essentially it's going to look like a sideboard that's built into the room, but it's going to be renter friendly, and it's going to just be perfect for displaying all the excess coffee table books we've got up here, all the decor, everything like that. We're also going to put out our TV. We've had a TV that was our previous TV from our old place that is perfectly fine. It's just a small TV, and we always said, oh, we'll use it again one day. We just don't know when. And I figured actually I'll pull it out and we'll get it kind of set up here, and pretty much it's going to be a situation where I'm going to watch The Housewives and everything on it, which kind of explains this section here. There we go. So this is the rug that used to be up here, so we're reusing that. This little kind of square bit here is this armchair that's to the side of you, which I was using as a office chair during the pandemic, and then a sneaky little something coming soon, which you may have guessed around the theme, but let me know in the comments below what you think it is. But yeah, it's going to be a really nice space to be up in here. The theme of this space is kind of coastal grandmother home office vibes. It's going to be light, airy, fresh. I can't wait to show you the bits that I've also picked up from HomeSense. It's going to add to the vibe. I'm just really excited to create a space that I want to work in and I want to be in, and yeah, I'm just so excited for this space. So lots of thrifts, a lot of thrifts from like last year that I picked up that I can't wait to kind of get out and show, and yeah, I'm just really excited to start this makeover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of b-roll of me at IKEA, because we are creating this kind of faux built-in situation with Billy bookcases. It's very similar to the hallway makeover, which I'll link down below, that we did, but that one we created sort of like a built-in look with 2 Billy bookcases and then a Kallax? You know what I mean. But it created like a little bench situation. We're going for similar vibes, but we're just using the Billy bookcases for this. We've got plenty of time. I've got a whole week off from work, so this is really like, hopefully this makeover will be somewhat fully completed. I feel like there'll be 1 or 2 bits that I will still be waiting on, maybe the week after and stuff, but my plan is while I'm off this week is to kind of get this home office completed to a workable situation, so then I can actually sort of work in here, and then anything else can kind of come as and when we get it. So without me chatting on for too long, because I've gone on forever at this moment, I'm going to show you the b-roll footage of me at IKEA loading up the car while I actually grab the stuff from IKEA and bring it up into the home office space. That was some effort bringing these up the stairs. This one behind me, not so bad, but the 2 other ones were just so heavy and that took everything out of me, so I'm a little bit out of breath. I've got everything up bar the desk, so I treated myself to a brand new desk. Originally wasn't going to. I was going to see if I could thrift something, because I'm not gonna lie, the desk that I picked out, and I'm gonna keep it a bit of a secret, on the IKEA website doesn't look that great, but actually when I saw it in the store, it was like, oh, this is actually really nice quality, and it adds that coastal grandmother effect that I wanted. So I was like, actually, I will treat myself to a new desk, because I saved on other places, because originally building that sideboard at the side of where my office situation was gonna cost me a lot, but because I saved money there, I thought, well, this is the desk definitely I'd use in our new home, so I'll treat myself to one, because I've been dealing with like second-hand and desks that are alright but are not really my style for a while. So I was like, I'm getting one for myself because I'm going to be permanently based up here for a while. I'm just going to get a drink before I carry on talking because I'm like, huh? Oh, there we go. So I'll link everything down below as to which ones I picked up, but essentially it's the Billy bookcases in the 106 centimeter height, so they'll be about there on the wall. I got 2 of the 80s and 1 of the 40s, so the gap here itself is 215 centimeters in width. And sorry, I had to think that. I was like, is it width or diameter? But it's width. So I obviously couldn't get enough to fill up the whole space, but I can have, you know, enough to fill it up, and then I've got a 15 centimeter gap of where I just need to sort of build it out as such. Having a quick look at the DIY store, I can't really see any that are 7.5 centimeters exactly. There's 7, and then it goes to like 96, which is really annoying. But I'm going to see once I build them up exactly how much space I've got, because, you know, it could change once the furniture is in there and stuff like that, and then kind of go from there. And yeah, just check out this. And because I haven't actually gone with the doors, I could do a possible bit of an overlap, so we'll see. I've got sample pieces downstairs in all different kind of widths and stuff like that, so I'll go and pick up some of those and just sort of play with it. Maybe I actually have something downstairs that I can use instead of buying new wood, in which case that'd be good. The main one will be the top. Again, having a look at the wood that is available in store, there is one that's like £35, which is a lot, but wood is expensive these days, and it would be perfect because it's 240 centimeters, so it means it's more than enough for the gap. Annoyingly though, there is one that is 200 centimeters, which would have been great had it not been for the fact that like this gap isn't exact, and I was just like, oh, this could have been so easy if it was just 15 centimeters shorter. But we'll see once we kind of again build everything up. As I mentioned, I'm looking to get a bit of colour in here, and I thought, you know, having a bit of a colourful sideboard would be a really nice place to put it. I've done it in our laundry room makeover with sort of the cubby hole that I built. I painted it a really nice kind of like dark rich red, which I absolutely love, and I did it the same with the boiler cover, and I've done it kind of a little bit in the hallway. I painted those pieces in sort of like a putty grey colour, like a warm putty grey colour, and it's really nice. Obviously I've gone quite bright with some of the colours in like the primary bedroom and the primary bathroom, so I didn't want to like fully go a colour again, but I thought just a hint of something would be really, really nice in this space. So I have, let me get the chart out so I know exactly which colour I'm talking about. Here we go. So we have 3 blues that I'm playing with. I'm going to inject a bit of blue into the space. Again, coastal grandmother, we're going with that theme here. So I know which one I'm going to go for, but I'd be interested to know in the comments down below which ones you are feeling. So this one is, let me just have a look, is Luworth Blue. I think I'm saying that right, Luworth Blue. Something like that, Luworth Blue. It's a very bright blue. It's nice, and this I will say is not the colour I'm going for. It's just a bit too blue, although now looking on camera I'm like, well actually that's quite nice, but it's just a little bit too kind of thing. So the other 2 that I've got are these ones here. So this one is Oval Room Blue. I'm not sure what that's named after, because I'm like, I'm sure the Oval Room is a white room, but okay. And this one is, where is it, the name of it, Palmer Grey. So you can kind of see the different 2 colours that we've got kind of going on here. This is a very subtle blue and doesn't actually pick up the colour on camera, but it's there. This one's coming up more grey on camera, but again it's a nice bit of a subtle tone, so it's between these. Let me know in the comments below which one you're leaning, and obviously the colour will be revealed very shortly on camera. So as I said, I'm going to start building these, getting them in position, and see what measurements we've got to kind of play with once they're built up. I've got the electric drill here, which is a godsend for flat pack furniture, so I highly recommend investing in one. You know, if you've got some cash and you want to treat yourself, get an electric drill, absolutely saves time, but I've also got a hand one, just in case. I have the Stanley cup full of water, and my other half picked me up these just as a treat the other day. These are the cookie dough bites from M&S. absolutely addictive. So there'll be a bit of sugar to keep me going. I've got the laptop charging up over there. I'm going to put on some Bravo TV in the background. And yeah, I'm just going to build these. And I think that's pretty much all I will do today. It's just gone past 2 now. So I reckon this will take me about an hour or so to build up all 3 of them. So we'll just build these up. We'll get some measurements down. I might pop to the DIY store, but today is Good Friday as I'm filming this. So I'm not sure actually what the opening times are for everything because it's a bit of Sunday hours. Doesn't mean I can't go and pick it up tomorrow when I'm doing stuff, but you know, we've got plenty of time. We've got a whole week, 11 days off to do all this stuff, so it'd be absolutely fine if we don't get it all done this weekend. This is more of a mental note to myself than to you guys. So let me get you set up on a time lapse, let me get building, and yeah, let's get these bad boys up. By the way guys, I have a new tripod and this is like life-changing because now I can actually have it at good heights to talk to you guys, and it's so like removable. I'll link it down below if you're interested, but I'm so happy. So here they are in place and I really like them. I didn't realise how tall they would be. I forget how short I am because I'm like 5'2", so I'm 1.5 meters. So this is like a good 2/3 of my height. And I was just like, they look really high, but yeah, they are high. 100 centimeters is high. Anywho, these are in place now. Obviously they're not even or anything like that. There's 2 main things that I've kind of come across, which is obviously it is a fairly large gap, and I think getting something in place that would fit that gap precisely is just not going to happen. So I think the best thing to do is to cover the edges here, so get something that will match up to that width basically and be seamless as like kind of like a full bit of cover. The other bit which is already being demonstrated is uneven floors. So there's a lot of like, this one seems quite solid, this one's rocking, and this one also doesn't seem to be on like a very good angle. So what I'm thinking of doing is, you could do this in 2 ways. You could either run like a bit of wood across the top and have it in that place, which I guess we're already doing with the top that we're putting on there. Or the one I'm going to do is I'm going to get a thin bit of wood because there's such a gap back here, and just kind of nail them in place here so that they all line up, and then with the piece of wood that's going to go out the front, it's going to hold it all in place there. Now the other thing I need to figure out is there are 2 double plugs this side of things. So they're both basically, if you imagine this was a bedroom, which I guess is what they were selling it as, even though it wouldn't have been livable because of all the damp, this is probably where the bed would go, and it would be 2 bedside tables either side. So I guess that's why the 2 plugs are there. There's one main issue with the plugs, which is they are right into the skirting board. So there are certain things that can't actually go into them. So for example, my iPhone charger and my laptop charger cannot fit into those plugs because of where the baseboard sticks out from where the plug is, if that makes sense. Now we do have like double sockets there where they're actually in like a counter box. So usually your counter box is into the wall, and that's how you get your flush kind of plug socket and light switch. But this one sticks out, so this one is fairly useful, which is why the desk kind of has to go over there because of that reason. I don't necessarily need to use all the plugs, but obviously I was thinking if I was going to put the TV up here and stuff, I would need to have the plug situation done there. But obviously once I get it in, I'm not going to be able to turn it on or off or anything like that. So I'm going to just check, can the TV go down, like the cable go down, and will it plug in and stuff like that. And And then do I necessarily want to do that with a TV like the entire time? In fact, I've already talked myself out of it. I think the best port of call for this is to get a extension cable and then style it pretty much over this corner, like cover it with something, because then at least, you know, you can unplug the TV and not always have it on standby and whatnot, is the thinking. So I'm going to go downstairs and just find some bits of wood. I've definitely got a long piece of wood that I can just do at the back, which is plus, and I probably have loads of screws and stuff like that, so we're good there. That'll be absolutely fine. I will have to go and get the piece of top at there. I think the one I would go for is like the 30cm one. There is quite a bit of a gap here. My measuring tape's not up here, so I kind of want it to look as seamless as possible with the back. So I think I'm going to go for like a thicker one, even if there's a bit of a hangover here, which will be fine, because if we're doing more of the sort of wood on the front here, it's going to just kind of hide everything basically. I haven't put any of the shells in yet. I'm going to just decide that because I want them to all look equal once I've done everything, so we'll wait until then. So let me go downstairs. In fact, I'll take you along with me. You can come and have a look in the not so organised basement. Let's see what piece of wood I've got down there and then go from there. This is me done for the day. As you can see, the sun is setting, but I'm obsessed already and I feel really braggy, but I just think it looks stinking gorgeous already and just so cute. So stupidly, I measured the gap but forgot that obviously there's an extra bit there. So of course, even though my big bits were too small for the gaps, in hindsight though, it's added a nice little bit of interest, so I'm not hating it. So we've got wood glue on it, lots to push it there so they stick at the bottom, and then I've just got my handy clamps on top. Unfortunately, I haven't got the big enough piece of wood to go on top because it was like £20 extra for the 40cm one, and then the next size down was 30. There was like nothing in between. 30 pretty much gives me a tiny bit of hang over here, but it's flush against this piece here. Sorry, that didn't show you anything. It's flush there, so there will always be this gap at the back. I'm not mad though, because when I think about it, once it's on and everything, I think it's going to be all right. You probably won't see it, and of course I'll have decor and everything like that just to kind of balance it out. I did think about, do I want to do anything at the side here to cover these gaps, make it more look built in, but you're going to have to do something here with like the curve of the skirting board and stuff. So realistically, I think like this, it's perfect. And if I can get it flush the top bit across, there'll be a little bit of hangover, but it'll still look pretty built in, and we can always put a plant in the corner and hide these bits if we needed to. So this is me done for the night. I've just put up a stories seeing if anyone can guess which colour I'm going to go for. I'm going to give you final guesses now, and then I guess the next time I'll see you, I'll be doing a bit of B-roll on actually painting this unit and then putting the top on. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it. I've got wood glue and I'm not sure if I'm going to glue the top on. If it kind of sits in snug, it might be easier just to leave it kind of like as a loose top, if that makes sense. So we'll see how we go. If not, I will glue it in, but Again, keeping it as renter friendly as possible. If it's literally just removing those 2 pieces of wood, like when we break it down to move, that's going to be even better than having to take a full big piece off. So we'll see where we go, but your next things will be B-roll, and then this pretty much finished and ready for me to decorate. Where my face doesn't look as red and disheveled as it does, but I think this is just the natural look today. So hello guys, welcome back. It has been probably 2 days since I last spoke to you. I kind of started doing this stuff, painting on Easter Sunday because I had some free hours, so I thought why not just get painting. We left it for yesterday because we were out as a family, and then like today I've literally just come up to the home office to finish off the painting and also do the wood. So you would have seen me cut that up. I'm obsessed with it, absolutely love it. It's like slotted into place, not so perfectly, I will admit. We've got some touch-ups on paint to do at the side on the walls. Again, this is just the most annoying thing about living in an old home. Yes, there's character that comes with an old home, but at the same time with the character, the walls. So it's basically, there was something up that was basically sticking out. So even though it was the right length for where it was, it just wasn't slotting into place. So yeah, there's a bit of scrapage, but it's all right because we've got plenty of paint and we're all good here. So I'm now just sat on the floor getting ready to paint the final coat on here. This is one coat of the paint on the Billy bookcases. So it's Flower and Ball paint. I went with Oval Room Blue, and the reason why I chose it was because it's a nice blue but it's got a grey undertone, which works perfectly for this space because it is a south-facing window, which means we get a lot of natural light in here, so that more bluey yellowiness is going to come through more. The other ones were grey, but I like this one. It felt more sophisticated for me personally, so I absolutely went with it. For one coat it's not too bad. Obviously it's not perfect, but that is how it is. So I reckon after one more coat this will be pretty much done and dusted and raring to go. I will admit I don't prime my IKEA furniture. I know you're meant to because obviously it will help the paint last longer. In my personal experience, because I've done this before with the Billy bookcases downstairs in the hallway, you only really need to prime them if it's a high traffic thing. So for example with these and the Billy bookcases downstairs, the decor pretty much stays the same. The only time it ever moves is when I'm cleaning it, and even then nothing really happens to it. However, on the doors, because they're quite a tight fit with the bench downstairs, there is a bit of scrapage of the paint up there and just sort of on where I've been handling it stuff. So I would say if you are, I mean, to be fair, if you've got the budget and you've got the time and you've got the patience, which is clearly something I don't have, prime your IKEA furniture and make sure it's long lasting so that you get that colour on there. If you don't, because it can be quite expensive, the primer, I think I saw a tin for 30-40 quid in my local hardware store. That's quite expensive considering we're trying to do this all on a budget for a rental home. If you don't have the budget to do the priming side of things, then just consider what type of traffic it's going through. If it is a case of it's high traffic, you're going to be moving things constantly off it, get yourself the primer. If you're not, and you are pretty much going to stick with how it's going to look and that's it and that's done, then you should be all right without having to go for the primer. But just keep paint on one hand. I can't talk today. Just keep paint to one side just so you have it and it's there and ready to go. So as I said, I've got my little sparkly water drink. I've also got regular water here. I've got a laptop to put some Netflix on. I think I'm just going to carry on watching the Harry and Meghan documentary. I'm rewatching it because why not? And I'm going to finish off this painting. Hopefully that will be done by tomorrow, and then we can move on to the final step and the final episode of this makeover. And I'm really excited because I'm doing something really exciting tomorrow as part of this home renovation, and I just can't wait to show it off to you guys. Also on the wood situation, while I'm here, I'm really teasing this out here. So it is natural wood, it's not finished, it's just a natural soft sawn pine. I can't get the words out there. It was just the wood that was available at my local DIY store. I am testing some stains downstairs in the kitchen. I've got like 2 varnishes left over which I think could work on here or not, but I might just leave it for now. Varnishing is fine, I can kind of pick that up as and when I need to. I just want to see what the rest of the furniture looks like in here. You know, the desk, everything like that, before I kind of make a commitment in terms of staining the wood. I mean, all intents and purposes, I can just sand it off and restart again if I wanted to, but to save myself a trip on my walls again, I'm just going to wait until everything comes into place, because it'll be nothing just to cover this up and stain it in place. So that's where we're at. So you will see it kind of left in its natural finish. It's meant to be that way. Anywho, I've rambled on a lot. Let's get you set up for time lapse. Let's get painting this. Let's get finishing this makeover of these little built-ins. I am so excited. Okay guys, good morning. It is the next day, and as you can see, my built-ins are complete and I am beyond obsessed. Like, I love them so much. They're so pretty. I can't believe how easy this DIY was. Like, I think I built it up in my head that it was going to be so much more complicated than it actually was, but it is been one of the easiest things that I've ever done, and I love it. I just love the feel. I love the style of it. I just love how it feels like it's made the space even grander. I think because it's filled in that void and it's wide and it's a solid big bit of colour, it has just made the space feel so much grander than it is, and just taken it completely to a different level of elevation. And I am happy. I'm so happy with how it turned out and whatnot. So this is where I'm leaving the video today. I'm currently counting down the clock until 9 o'clock. It's about 1:45 now, because I need to do some more banging and DIY, which is just basically putting our desk together, and then literally today probably will be like the final day of the makeover. I think we can get everything kind of somewhat completed today, but obviously that's the going to be the next episode. So you'll have to subscribe if you're not already to see how that turns out. But I do hope you enjoyed this video and just hopefully inspired you to try it yourself in your own home, just to see how easy it is and how simple it can be just to create kind of like custom looking furniture without spending those bougie prices on it. You know, a simple IKEA hack can work wonders in the space. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, let me know in the comments below if you're going to try it, if you're excited to see the next episode when it comes to the home office makeover. I can't wait to kind of show you all the finishing touches. I'm getting something today which I think is just going to be incredible for the home office. I can't wait to show it you guys. So yeah, like, rate, subscribe, all that jazz. Have a lovely rest of your week, have a lovely rest of your day. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye. Thank you.